Writer Mark Leibovich describes Washington, D.C. as overfed on self-love, inflated by big media and driven by big money. His new book is a peek inside the culture and the personalities. It's called This Town, 2 Parties and a Funeral, plus plenty of valet parking in America's gilded capital. Mark is also the chief national correspondent for the New York Times. Good morning.
Hi, Nora.
So you talk about people trading on influence, being part of the club, which you admit you're part of.
Right.
What's new?
What's new is that, one, there's so much more money here than there ever was before. I mean, Washington is the most prosperous, wealthy community in the United States now. And this was not true 30, 40 years ago. And also, there's so much more media. I mean, the availability of media has really intensified the default vanity that has always defined Washington. And I mean, people don't know the full sort of extent of the circus that Washington has become over the last decade or so.
Okay, but here, is it any different? You said we described D.C. as overfed on self-love, inflated by big media and driven by big money. Is that any different than L.A. or New York?
Not as much as you'd think. I mean, first of all, there's one big difference. I mean, Washington is a city supposedly built on public service. That ethic has been given over increasingly to self-service. And the American people are paying for this. I mean, this is a city that is funded by, taxpayers. Corporations are just throwing a lot of money into it. And frankly, I mean, there's an expectation that it should be different. So, yes, it has a lot in common with Silicon Valley, with Hollywood, with Wall Street. But, I mean, Washington is supposedly a different kind of city.
Are you worried about people in Washington speaking to you after this book? For instance, because you are an equal opportunity, I'm coming after you. Mark Penn, a Democratic pollster at the time. Social misfit probably teases a youngster at the gym. Harry Reid, majority leader. Magnetism of a dried snail who could pass as an oddball taxidermist.
I think he took that as a compliment, actually.
Senator Schumer, a bombastic Jew. Lynn's happy even by senatorial standards. And Tammy Haddad, a human ladle in the local self-celebration buffet. Wow, Mark. Are you worried about the next time you go to one of these events, what people are going to say to you? Or do you care?
Well, first of all, I think it's irrelevant because I don't think I'll be invited at all. But no, look, I mean...
What's the point you're making about all that?
The point I'm making is that, look, as a journalist, you have to write what you see. And people are asking me, will this be uncomfortable for you as someone who lives there, who hopes to continue to cover politics? And, journalism should be uncomfortable. I mean, I think that's what we do. I mean, we should be making ourselves uncomfortable. We should be making our readers uncomfortable. We should be making our subjects uncomfortable. And people are focusing, obviously, on sort of the liners and who wins and who loses and the gossip and what have you. But again, I mean, there's a more serious point here, which is that these are the people who think they run your country and who do run your country. And I mean, you would think that there's a higher virtue.
There's this chicken and egg issue, which is, do they give people what they want? And have they told them that in 1,000 ways? We want a lot of all this stuff, gossip and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And if, in fact, the public showed that it appreciated more analysis and more investigative reporting and more foreign news, it would be there.
I think it would. I mean, again, the term that people have the government that they elect and that they deserve, and it's true of the media also. I mean, I think to some degree the marketplace speaks, but I also think in politics, what you've seen recently is that America does speak, with their numbers. I mean, immigration reform is going to get a lot closer now than it ever did if it passes at all, because people see the number benefit there.
Your book really takes, I think, a whack at suggesting that journalists are sort of one shrimp cocktail away from being a sellout because they socialize with the people that they cover in some respects.
Right.
Is there anything that can be good said about the fact that journalists, though, gain access to the people they wouldn't otherwise have access to in order to garner some insider information?
Yes, there is.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I totally do. And look, I avail myself of that too. I mean, I have seen you at all
of your anecdotes in this book, though, are from you attending the very cocktail parties that you dislike.
Right. Well, not all of them. I mean, there are some,
or from people telling you what happened.
Well, yeah, but also, I mean, when I go to these things, like when you've gone to these things for all these years, I mean, you're working. I mean, you pick up a lot of stuff, and you can have a larger philosophical argument. But I mean, I don't have the luxury of being a foreign correspondent who is just sort of swooping in and like watching everyone and treating them like an anthropological project.
Well, you take digs at yourself, too, in the book. You also call yourself out when you think that, I was grinning a little bit too much in that picture. And you said the other title could have been Suck Up City for the book.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Says it pretty well.
I mean, I think that is a big part of the conversation in Washington.
All right. Mark Leibovich, good to see you.